Now, when you said there's people that are trying to save the world, like what do you really mean by that?
I think they're the people who are trying to build the kingdom of God on the planet Earth. It's, to draw a metaphor, a religious metaphor, they are people who see an evil and they want to purge the world of that evil by any means necessary.
And the evil being like
privilege,
hate,
and it's
white supremacy.
It's the new religion. So
patriarchy.
As Christianity goes down, it's just the Game of Thrones. The only reason you need new gods are because people don't believe in the old gods.
Right.
And so we have these religious modules or what have you in our brain, and the new religion is intersectionality. And we see
and that really is what it is, right?
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
and
the parallels are
We've
staggering.
been writing about that and talking about that for years now.
I've been studying
That's
religious
real.
psychology for years, and it's all over the
It
place
is.
in this.
It is. Political correctness is
And
paralleled with blasphemy. It's the same thing.
Parallels of heresy.
The parallels. That's exactly right.
Exactly
Heresy.
right. Yeah.
I mean, it's so stunning how easily people sort of slide into these preconditioned slots.
Here's the one difference, and I think this is a key difference. The reason that it's easier, and I mentioned this to Penn Jillette when we did a talk, and he just couldn't believe it. The reason that it's easier to talk to a Christian, for example, about faith or about their religion is because at the end of the day, it comes down to faith. These people don't have any faith. They have knowledge, quote unquote. They have their bodies of scholarly literature, which were ideal laundered. That's what they have. So they can point to these things and say, well, I don't have any. I know. Well, how do you know? Well, Robin DiAngelo's white fragility. How do you know?
There's a study.
Yeah, there's a study. There's a study. There's a study.
Well, I know how some of those studies are written, and I don't trust them.
And you shouldn't trust them either.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you see that. I mean, even in nutrition. I mean, you see it in everything. In terms of like almost a religious or religion-like acceptance of specific ways of eating or specific ways of communicating, specific ways of being. It's just so strange how people seem to have this natural inclination to adopt predetermined patterns of behavior.
Right.
Yeah, I think actually there's pretty decent understanding of that from the perspective of moral psychology. You've got this idea that somebody has seen something as good, so it elevates them, it makes them better. So clean eating might be good, right? Whatever clean eating means. For some people it's vegan. For some people it's like all you eat is grass-fed beef. Who knows? But you've got clean eating and you've got dirty eating, and you go into the clean thing. And so you've got this kind of like purity thing. And eventually you take this so seriously that it becomes kind of a sacred value to you. Well, what's sacred mean? We have this kind of vague sense, holy, this, that's sacred, and it's something really important to somebody. Well, what it really means is that it's taken on so much moral importance to somebody that they no longer will allow it to be questioned. When something's sacred, it's now been removed from the sphere of being doubted, questioned, or whatever. And so when you have this idea like that, let's say that privilege is the cause of racism, and you've elevated that, or the problem with everything in society even, and you've elevated that to like a sacred value that can't be questioned. You can't say, maybe there's another dimension to it. That's when you start getting these kind of religious-like behaviors. You start getting these problems because you've got a place where it can't be, A, questioned, B, made fun